Y'all. Okay, so hey, I just wanted to get on and say that I'm sitting in my sauna, so I'm getting my detox on. What I want to teach about, or what I want to tell you about, is the physical is a representation of the spiritual. So when we deal with physical issues, there's always our emotional and our spiritual are tied in, okay? Our soul and our spirit. So you can have damage in the realm of the soul that is hindering your spirit. But when you activate your spirit and you apply, because who wakens our spirit? Who gives our spirit life, right? That's Christ. So that's the Christ in us, the hope of glory. That's the resurrection power in us through him. And that resurrection power is also the healing power. So when we apply the spirit, when we activate the spirit, then we can access healing, and that will mend our souls. And it will, because the spirit, when it's in Christ, our spirit is our heavenly component, and we don't know all the things, right? And because we're still in our physical body. When we're released from our physical body, we are fully embodied in our spirit. And then we have all those things. All things are known to us in Christ. So I know this may sound foreign to some people, but it's actually really simple. That when we start to deal with health, the way that we do this in the kingdom healing is that, which is a language that is different than earthly healing. I'm not an earthly practitioner. I'm not an earthly teacher. I'm not an earthly mother. Yes, I am on the earth and I am in an earthly posture, but my spirit is governed by the heavenly realm. And so in order to live here in the physical, we have to join ourselves, right? And this is a deliberate action. We join ourselves to the power of Christ, and that operation takes place in the spiritual realm. So I'm not talking about woo-woo stuff. I'm talking about real stuff. I'm talking about authority stuff in Christ. This is all within the scope of Christ, his authority, how he heals us. And so as we go down the road of healing, we have to really evaluate the spiritual components. What is happening in the spirit realm that this is manifesting itself through my emotions, through my soul, and it's having an effect on my body. So we have situations take place. We can have damage and wounds and harm in this life, right? And it hurts our emotions, our soul. But the spirit, when it's activated in Christ and we understand and we center ourselves in his presence, and we really activate, we really unite with Christ, we have healing. But we're going to learn more in our community, the Motherdale Collective. We're going to learn more about the spiritual authority and the activation of the spirit for healing in this world. But it's also telling the spirit realm, our eternal spirit that is both in, it's not fully released because we're in the physical, right? So, but what it is it's decreeing in the spiritual realms. You know, what it says is what I loose in heaven, what I loose on the earth, you know, that principle, that verse, which I'll post it below. That principle makes so much sense, right? It makes so much sense when we understand that, yes, our bodies are confined. That's why Christ came, to show us that we have something beyond this physical. Our bodies are confined by the physical, but the spirit is not. The spirit is willing. The flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. And what that means is we have authority to accomplish things in the spirit realm if we will in fact center our spirit and focus on our Christ in us, the Christ in us, the hope of glory, and all these things. That's why it says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you. Why? Because the kingdom, we're not limited, okay? In the kingdom, we are not limited. In our flesh, we are limited. In the flesh, we can't accomplish anything. So, I shouldn't say that. In the flesh, we can accomplish only the things of the flesh. But the heavenly minded man, the one that has activated his spirit and has centered his spirit and submitted his spirit, the things that can take place are limitless. And that's why it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So let us heal Let us bring down that will in our earth presence the way that God says that our heavenly presence is governed. So we're going to talk about how to live in this earth, but have a heavenly flow in our life. Yeah, a heavenly flow in our life. So yeah, join me to learn more. God bless.